Hey, how are you? You look great.
Hey, thanks. I'm good. Just enjoying the sunshine. You? You've been a little quiet lately. Everything okay?
I wish. Not really. I need to vent, actually. It's about Tom. Things are just. I don't know. It feels like we've hit a wall.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. What's going on? You know you can tell me anything.
It's weird. We've been together for years, and I thought we had it all figured out. But lately, every conversation about our future, even small stuff, just turns into a fight. He wants to move to the suburbs to start a family, and I'm just not ready to give up city life. I love our neighborhood. I love walking to the coffee shop and seeing the street artists. He says I'm being selfish and not thinking about the long term.
Wow, that's a big one. It's not just about a neighborhood, is it? It's about two different visions of the future. You're talking about your personal identity and lifestyle, and he's talking about security and family. You're both pulling from deep emotional places.
Exactly. And the weirdest part is, he says he doesn't understand why this is such a big deal for me. He thinks I'm being dramatic. It's not just about where we live, it's about what we're leaving behind and what kind of life we want to live. He sees a suburban house as a sanctuary. I see it as a cage. And I can't seem to explain that without him getting angry.
He's probably not hearing you because he's so focused on his own vision. This reminds me of something my therapist once explained to me. It's called the hero's journey in relationships.
The what? Like from a movie?
Kinda. The idea is that in a healthy relationship, you both have your own individual journeys, your personal goals, desires, and dreams. The relationship is supposed to be the shared quest, the place where you work together to support each other's individual journeys and build a new shared one. But when a couple is stuck, it's often because one person is trying to force the other onto their own journey, their own path, instead of finding a new joint one.
Oh my God. That's exactly what's happening. He's on his suburban hero's journey, and I'm on my city dweller's hero's journey, and our paths are colliding.
Right. You're not enemies. You're two protagonists with different goals trying to share a single story. The conflict isn't with each other, it's with the situation itself. The task is to find a way to merge your stories without erasing one another.
It sounds like the conflict isn't really about a house or a neighborhood. It's about a deeper, unspoken need for both of you. For Tom, maybe it's the need for security, and for you, it's the need for freedom. Neither of these needs is bad. They're just in opposition right now. This is a crucial point in your relationship, a true test. It's where you find out if you can become something more than two people walking side by side.
So, what do we do? We've tried talking, but it just ends with us both feeling frustrated. He says, I just don't get why you're so attached to this city, and I feel like he's invalidating my entire identity. You need to change how you're talking. The goal isn't to convince him you're right. The goal is to get him to see the world from your perspective, and for you to see his. Try something called reflective listening. When he says something, you don't immediately argue. Instead, you repeat back what you heard in your own words. Something like, so what I hear you saying is that you feel a suburban home is the only way to ensure our children have a stable, secure upbringing. Is that right?
That sounds so clinical, like a therapy session.
It might feel that way, but it works. It forces you to genuinely listen, and it shows him that you are making an effort to understand. It diffuses the tension. When you do it right, he'll feel heard, and you'll be in a better position to ask him to hear you. Once you've both felt understood, you can start building a bridge. This is a concept in relationship dynamics known as soft startup. You don't begin the conversation with an accusation. You never listened to me. You begin it with a gentle, non-confrontational statement.
Okay, so after I've reflected what he said, what do I say?
You share your own feelings and vulnerabilities without blaming him. You could say, I understand that security is important to you, and I want that too. But for me, staying in the city feels like a way to hold on to the part of my life that makes me feel fulfilled. I worry that if we move, I'll lose a part of who I am. Can we explore that feeling together? See how it's not, you're trying to control my life, but I feel worried about losing a part of myself? It's a subtle but powerful shift from accusation to vulnerability.
That's a good point. I always feel like I have to defend my position instead of just explaining the feeling behind it. It's as if I need to win the argument.
Exactly. But a relationship isn't a debate, it's a partnership. The goal isn't to win, it's to find a third option, a new combined path that works for both of you. Maybe you can't live in the city and he can't live in the deep suburbs, but what about a compromise? A neighborhood on the outskirts of the city that's still walkable but has more space. Or maybe a house with a huge garden that feels like a retreat. You have to be open to a solution that you haven't even thought of yet. That's the real magic of co-creation. You're not just compromising, you're creating something new and better together.
Okay, this is all making so much more sense now. It's not about winning, it's about building something new together. But how do we actually do that? How do we take these abstract ideas and make a real plan?
That's the final and most important step. It's about moving from understanding to action. It's about creating a shared vision. This isn't just a list of compromises, it's a new story you're writing together. It has to be something you both feel genuinely excited about, not something you're settling for. You both need to sit down and literally write out what you want your life to look like in 5 years. What are the core values? What kind of feeling do you want to have?
What do you mean by feeling?
I mean, do you want to feel peaceful and secure or adventurous and spontaneous? Or maybe a bit of both? The key is to find the common ground in your core needs. You both want a happy, fulfilled life together. That's the shared quest. The conflict over the suburbs is just a monster you have to defeat together on your way there.
So we need to focus on what we both want, not what we're afraid of losing. I'm afraid of losing my freedom and spontaneity. He's afraid of losing financial stability.
Exactly. You both need to acknowledge those fears and then actively build a plan that addresses them. For example, your shared vision might be, we want a life that is financially secure, where we can build a loving family, but also one where we continue to have adventure and new experiences. Then you can brainstorm ways to achieve that. Maybe you buy a house in the suburbs, but prioritize traveling and weekend trips to the city. Maybe you find a city with more green space. The goal is to make a decision that you can both own and be proud of.
So it's about shifting the narrative from me versus him to us versus the problem.
Precisely. This is the essence of a healthy, long-term relationship. It's not about being the same person. It's about two different people choosing to be on the same team over and over again. It's a continuous process of learning, growing, and adapting. This difficult conversation you're having right now is actually a gift. It's an opportunity to build a stronger foundation.
Wow, thank you, Maya. This has been honestly life-changing. I have a new perspective on this. I feel like I can actually talk to him now without it blowing up.
You will. Just remember, stay curious, not confrontational. Listen with empathy. And always remember that you are on the same team. You've got this. Now, how about we get another coffee?
Sounds perfect.